population in the continental United States, and 80% of Minnesotans believe the wolf should be protected. Howling for Wolves is asking Minnesotans to respect our true wildlife manager, the wolf. Their survival is critical to our ecosystems, our communities, and even our economy. As highly intelligent animals with strong social bonds, Minnesota wolves deserve to be protected and admired. Learn more at howlingforwolves.org. Let's live and let howl.
Navigating COVID while protecting yourself can be difficult. Fortunately, there's a hotline you can call with any questions. The Department of Indian Work St. Paul partnered with the Minnesota Department of Health to open the Twin Cities American Indian COVID-19 hotline. They provide information on vaccines, booster shots, and testing sites. Right now, booster shots are available to anyone over the age of 18 for those who are eligible. The Twin Cities American Indian COVID-19 hotline can also help with housing, food, medical, and educational support. If you or someone you know has questions about COVID-19, vaccinations, booster shots, or testing, please call 651-304-9986. Again, the number is 651-304-9986. The Twin Cities American Indian COVID-19 hotline is open for calls Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call the Twin Cities American Indian COVID-19 hotline at 651-304-9986.
Hey, Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in four directions. This is Robert Pilot of Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. I'm here to ask you for your support. Finding honest Native-centered news is not easy. But with your support, we're able to provide accurate information about Standing Rock, Line 3, treaty violations, and COVID-19 in our Native communities. Please visit Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon and donate if you can. That's Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon. Pinigigi, and thank you for your support.
Hey, Ogama, I've been hearing a lot about this term, climate justice. What is that?
Climate justice is recognizing that the negative impacts of climate change don't affect all people equally. It also means transitioning from a fossil fuel-based economy to a more sustainable future. MN350 is one of the groups that's pushing for this transition to protect our futures. You can even get involved too.
That's great, especially since I'm concerned about pipeline projects like Line 3. How can I help MN350?
Just find them on Facebook or visit mn350.org.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lulia. Partly cloudy tonight with a low of 6 below and wind chills of 18 below zero. Then cloudy on Saturday with a high of 26. Crooners is back after an exciting winter renovation featuring a new dining room, the brand new Maggie's Lounge, and expanded main stage seating. That's Crooner Supper Club, just north of 694 off Highway 65 in Fridley. More at croonersmn.com.
Portions of Native Roots Radio may be pre-recorded.
It's a good day to be indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake. Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in four directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. And as you know, we talk about Native issues and human issues. And as you know, Wendy, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
This portion of the show is brought to you by Native Roots Trading Post. We're having our grand reopening on March 15th, which is Tuesday. We're located at 700 Nicollet Avenue inside the Dayton's building on the first floor, so that's exciting.
Hey, you know, I'm really, really super stoked here, you know, and I'm really to our people listening to us in the Twin Cities, Milwaukee, Madison, Chicago. I have a super, super duper surprise for you. You know, we had Dallas Goldtooth on a couple weeks ago, and then Bobby Wilson, who really loves to swear on live radio, but we got that 7-second delay happening, so we got Bobby's back. But we are here with Little Mike and Funny Bone, man, and I am so stoked to talk to these cats. We're just going to change our whole format and talk to these guys. Welcome to Native Roots Radio. Hoa! How you guys doing?
I'm blessed. How are you, boss?
Hey, right on, right on. So I want to, before we talk about a little bit of Reservation Dogs, I want to first say thank you, Pinigigi, so much for being on. And I want you to talk to our people all over the 5-state area up here in Minnesota, Chicago, Iowa, and the Dakotas about who you guys are. And then let's talk a little bit about reservation dogs, because you guys have gotten blown up since then. And I know your characters named them the reservation dogs. So that was a sweet move. And you guys were grooving on that. So, hey, tell us a little bit about you guys. And I know you're musicians, and I know you guys do a sweet rapping. And a 60-year-old uncle just said that, sweet rapping. Hey, so just
how's our microphone? Are we coming in too loud, too low?
No, you're a little soft. If you could turn it up just a tad, that'd be awesome.
Turn it up some. How's that?
There you are. You're sounding golden now. Hey, you guys.
And just as a reminder, no swearing on the radio.
Yeah, we try to tell Bobby Wilson that, and he don't listen.
Yeah, we'll try to keep it clean. That's not too much static, is it?
No, you're good. You're good, man. Tell us what's up.
All right. Well, we are Lil Mike and Funny Bone, together known as Mike and Bone. So Mike Bone is the band name. Mm-hmm. We've been performing and rapping and writing music for over 20 years. And we just started acting, a year and a half ago? Yeah. Due to the COVID-19.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shut down touring. All the concerts shut down because of COVID, and we needed some money. And our manager came at us with, "Hey, man, they're filming this thing in Oklahoma. Y'all want to get in?" We're like, "Shoot, yeah, let's try it." And we didn't think we was gonna get the part because the Mozambique was supposed to be kids, and they were supposed to do a lot of cussing. Right, yeah. And we kind of changed up the script and made it our own, and they fell in love with it, and they loved our characters, and it just kind of grew from there.
I love it, the fact that you guys are rapping and really positive, happy characters in the show, where, you know, those young folks are a little gloomy and want to move to California.
Right? Yeah, trying to go off the res.
That's right. Well, I heard a lot of exciting things are going to happen this year. And how involved are you guys going to be this year?
We're in a couple episodes, so
nice.
You'll get a lot more Mozambique. And
right on.
I can't really tell you specifics, but just stay tuned. And we tell all our fans and all the Reservation Dog fans, until season 2, watch us on YouTube.
Yep.
We got a whole lot of content. We got TV interviews, behind the scenes footage. We have tour vlogs where you find me and this dude going on tour, just acting a fool. So, yeah, and you can ride with us. It's pretty awesome. You get to see the whole shit behind the scenes, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it sounds cool. I was talking to somebody today, a native brother up in the deep north here in Minnesota, and said he knows you guys. You guys were up there doing some talking to kids and doing some really cool stuff up there. He had nothing but great things to say about you guys. Being good warriors with the community and spreading love. So I really appreciate you guys coming on and talking to us. Heard nothing but good things, and I love your characters.
Thank you. Thank you. And we look at it like this, man. We are blessed to be a blessing. And especially as indigenous people, we feel like there's a sense of responsibility to do whatever we do with honor and dignity. And that's why we don't cuss. We don't put out trash about doing drugs and drinking. We don't we don't do none of that stuff. We live it out too. So that's to all the people out there that want to do the same thing. You can say it, but it's another thing to actually live it out. So that's, I think, what a lot of people take away and from watching us in real life and on YouTube, and you see, like I said, behind the scenes, we real.
Hey, can you give us your YouTube, where people can find you, where people listen to you? Give us your page and how and your website so people can get down and buy some cool rap.
MikeBoneMedia.com.
Yeah, MikeBoneMedia.com.
All the links. It has all the social media links, YouTube, merchandise, free downloads, and exclusively right now, you can get our latest single. It's called Scotin. The new single, Scotin, just came out 2 days ago on our website exclusively. It will be streaming everywhere else soon, but you can get it now. MikeBoneMedia.com.
That's awesome.
Everything you need to know.
That's awesome. So you guys got swag and stuff. I could dress up like you guys too and be chilling like a villain, right?
Yeah. Get you geared up real nice. And we even got like pillows and leggings for the ladies. We got bed sheets. You name it.
We got curtains. I didn't even know we had curtains till somebody posted about it.
That's awesome. Gina, do you have a question for these guys?
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much for coming on. You guys are amazing. And so I just want to say you guys present yourself so well. I've been coming on this show on and off for the past year and now like every day for the past week. And I always get so nervous. Put me on the front lines in front of law enforcement and the nerves are gone, but get me on Robert's show and I'm just like sweating over here. But you guys, like everything I see you and you guys hold yourself so well and present yourself so well. And just so it looks like it comes easy to you. So are you guys still nervous when you go on stage or are you guys just happy with what you're doing?
Yeah, we are. We're not nervous on stage anymore. I mean, it just comes natural. But I don't know.
Do you have any advice for the younger generation that, have a lot of nerves and want to get on stage or even public speaking?
I mean, it just comes natural. And then, I mean, if I had any advice for the young ones out there trying to do it, you got to learn to embrace who you are, everything, all your flaws, like us. Yeah, we lacking height, but just give me a chair. I'll be all right. I mean, and
I like to say we just like to show out. Just show out, and hopefully you'll get kicked out.
Hey, you guys got time for a few more minutes after we pay for our sponsors to come back on? That's right. Hey, you're listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and we're with Little Mike and Funny Bone, Gina and Wendy. We're just having a fabulous Friday, so we'll be right back after this short break.
Stay with us. Jns Bean Factory is a native-owned, community-supported, cozy, artsy coffee shop which offers roasted on-site beans, live music, and baked goods. Relax in the beautiful outside patio. City Pages writes, voted top 10 coffee shops. Tucked into a quiet corner of St. Paul's Highland Park neighborhood, this coffee shop roasts beans on-site from the best coffee-growing countries in the world. Located at 1518 Randolph Avenue, St. Paul. The good stuff.
The Senior Linkage Line is a free statewide service of the Minnesota Board on Aging in partnership with Trellis. I have volunteered with seniors nearly 15 years, working alongside their compassionate team. I am honored to partner with Trellis as we help our elders find housing, compare costs of Medicare prescriptions, and learn how to avoid fraud and scams targeting seniors. We help our elders optimize well-being as they age, and we can help you too. Reach out today at trellisconnects.org.
Children's Minnesota raises up children's health by raising the standards, hands, voices, the bar, the stakes, the questions, and the curtain on raising kids' health to the highest priority. With the most pediatric experts in the upper Midwest, we're setting the stage because kids need us, all of us. So let's raise them up so every kid can reach their best health. Children's Minnesota, the kid experts.
Hey, Ogama, I've been hearing a lot about this term, climate justice. What is that?
Climate justice is recognizing that the negative impacts of climate change don't affect all people equally. It also means transitioning from a fossil fuel-based economy to a more sustainable future. MN350 is one of the groups that's pushing for this transition to protect our futures. You can even get involved too.
That's great, especially since I'm concerned about pipeline projects like Line 3. How can I help MN350?
Just find them on Facebook or visit mn350.org.
Hi, I'm Jane Fonda, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is brought to you by Howling for Wolves, protecting wolves for future generations. Let's howl.
We got to get little Mike a Funny Bone to howl with us. Come on now, do it again, Wendy.
That sounds like a car stop.
Right.
Ours sound more city. We go whoop whoop.
Hey, my wife Wendy here has a quick question to ask you guys. And again, we're here with little Mike and Funny Bone, musicians, rappers, and great guys. And
they're on Reservation Dogs, which is on Hulu and FX Cable. And Robert and I have watched all the episodes, and we're really looking forward to seeing the new episodes. But my question is how much of your own personalities are in the characters on Reservation Dogs?
Oh, they look.
I think they're frozen.
They're frozen.
I think we lost them.
Something happened.
Yeah, I wanted to know that because a lot of times, like he was saying a little bit, like they kind of had to change the characters, right? Because they were supposed to be like little kids and different, so that they changed everything. So, I think we lost them. That's so disappointing.
That's cool. They howled though, but that was really cool.
All right, well maybe we'll get them back in the meantime. But I do have a little. I have some news, Robert, if you don't mind. I got it from Indian Country today, and this is really good news. Tribal nations are celebrating the reauthorized Violence Against Women Act, and this is great. So this just happened today. Congress passed the omnibus spending package for the 2022 fiscal year late Thursday. Okay, that was yesterday, which included major tribal provisions in it. And it passed in the Senate with a 68-31 vote. The bill will now head to the president's desk to be signed. So that's also known as VAWA, the Violence Against Women's Act. So we're really happy about that. This means that the tribal nations will continue to increase safety and justice for victims who had previously seen little of either, said Fawn Sharp, president of the National Congress of American Indians, in a statement. So they have a big, long, you could go on Indian Country today. We get really a lot of good news from them. And they have a whole list of the breakdown of the VAW reauthorization. And, I'll just read a couple of them here. Reaffirmation of tribes jurisdiction to prosecute non-native perpetrators of sexual violence, sex trafficking, stalking, child violence, and obstruction of justice. I think we have the reservation guys back. All right, awesome.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
It was that howling. It was that stupid howling you guys did. It was like, whoa. Hey, Wendy's got, I don't know if you heard Wendy's question, but go ahead, Wendy.
Yeah, I just was wondering how much of your own personalities are in your characters on Reservation Dogs.
Actually, we threw our flavor on that whole thing. So that's pretty much the res version of us.
Okay.
So we grew up in Oklahoma City. The city is our res, hence the urban accent. Yeah.
Oh, you're
no.
frozen again. Oh, no. Yeah, and the other thing I wanted to ask, he said that they were together, they've been together working for 20 years. Is that what I heard them say earlier?
Definitely.
Yeah, so
Say, I think Gina's got some news too.
excellent. Let's go to
Yeah, let me go for it, guys. While we wait. Oh, are they back?
What happened?
No, but State Senator Mary's here. Oh, wait, they're here. They are back. Hey.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Lisa, come here.
Did you hear any of that?
We have our
Res Dogs. Oh, yeah.
State Senator Mary Kunish on, who's normally who's always on a guest on Fridays, and she just didn't know you were on, and she's like freaking out. So
oh my gosh, you guys! We love you. We love you in that show.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Have you got a chance to listen to the music yet?
No. Well, no. I mean, no, I haven't. Is there an album? Is there a compilation? I feel like I'm out of touch.
Oh,
we have over 190 songs online.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Well, I'm going to have to get my act together here.
MikeBoneMedia.com.
One of those got to be good.
Yeah. MikeBoneMedia.com. You can see it all. And you guys have that new song, Skoden. And then, yeah. And also, you know, is there any way you guys could do that little rap you were doing in Reservation Dogs? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Could you do that?
In the basement.
We making it drop when the Glock go pop, pop, pop.
No, you talking about that one or the one in the basement?
I am. No, that's the one I was talking about.
Oh, we making it drop when the Glock go pop, pop, pop.
Demons get shot, we making them drop when the Glock go pop, pop, pop. You better believe we shutting down shop when the Glock go pop, pop, pop. Bullets can't be stopped, that let them in charge. Glock go pop, pop, pop.
Yeah.
And that's a spiritual warfare song. So we're not endorsing violence.
I got the applause going.
Thank you. Yeah, I heard.
One quick thing I want to do before we let you guys go. I want you to say your name and who you are, and with and say you're listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and so I can use that as a bumper.
All right.
Could you do that for me?
Radio presents what?
I'm awake.
I'm awake.
We're woke over here.
All right. I'm Lil Mike.
And I'm Funny Bone.
And you listening to Native Roots Radio.
Presents I'm Awake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Wait a minute. Got to get the applause going. So I don't know if you heard this question, but Wendy did ask, and you guys did answer the question about that you guys brought your own flavor to the characters. Whose idea was it you guys just scoot around on those 70s bikes? I'm an old person. Those are the bikes I rode
Those
when
are the
I was
banana seat
with the
bikes.
banana
Yeah.
seats.
It wasn't ours. It wasn't our idea.
The script said we roll up. So we think we're going to get to set and they're going to have us driving like a car.
Yeah.
When we actually get to set, they had two bikes. We're like, oh, Hicks. I ain't rode a bike in years. I was going to say I ain't rode a bike since I was little, but I ain't grown an inch. So.
Senator, do you have a question for these guys? State Senator.
Oh, Senator, you said Senator. I'm just like in the glow here watching these two guys. So are your twin brothers?
Yes. No. Oh, we're 5 years apart. We're pretty much twins, but
twins, but not twins.
Okay. Well, I have a twin brother, and then I have two older brothers that are twins. And so I just wanted to say, like, twin power and that kind of stuff. But what got you going on with your performing?
Ooh, well, therapy. Hey, no, poetry was a form of therapy for little Mike growing up, and I kind of went from there, and I came out 5 years later, and I joined him at the age of 12, and we just kind of clicked, and it was cool. I mean, it was like it was meant to be. Everything came together.
Basically tried to base off the rappers who danced, and then the
performers who actually put on a show, like Michael Jackson, NSYNC, MC Hammer. If you go to a Mike Bones show, you get an actual concert. We don't just walk around the stage with a microphone reciting lyrics. We give them a shout, you know.
Right on.
We perform. We go dancing. I mean, you just, like he said, we kind of base it off Michael Jackson and all the bigs that were actually doing it.
Yeah. Well, every time you roll into a scene, man, you steal the scene. Absolutely steal the scene.
That's right. We do. And I just got to tell you guys before we let you go here is that I feel your positive vibes coming through the screen and everything you guys do. I see your videos. I'm friends of you on Facebook. And this just shows how real and cool of a person you are. I just reached out to you and see if you wanted to come on our show. And here you guys are. And that's a humility plus, and I really, really appreciate you guys.
It's all love, man. It's all love. We just trying to do the most we can with what we have. So.
Well, you are. So again, MikeBonesMedia.com. You know, we were just talking to Little Mike and Funny Bone. Any last words before we let you guys go?
Make sure y'all stay tuned and support our content. It helps so much. You have no idea whether it's downloading the music or buying the merchandise, t-shirts, leggings, you name it. It all helps. Is much appreciated. Please share the content on top of that. And let's make a trend. Support Indigenous. Yep. And
Right
watch
on.
us on Reservation Dogs.
You bet.
Sure. And then Howl for Wolves. Woohoo! PG for being on. You guys are awesome, and I'll reach out later on too if you guys I'll just reach out whenever you guys have some time. Come on. You're always invited. I really appreciate it.
Thank y'all for having us.
Miigwech, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Wow, that's just so awesome.
Yeah, how
Wendy.
fun was that? What a fun Friday, right?
Yep. Well, up next, State Senator Mary Kunish with more fun and follies.
Awesome. Stay with us.
Hey, Wendy, what are we doing for dinner after the show?
How about we go to J. Selby's on 169 Victoria Street in St. Paul? They have a delicious plant-based menu that's compassionate and environmentally sustainable.
There's vegan Big Mac, the dirty secret.
You can pick up and they deliver within a 5-mile radius, or you can call them at 651-222-3263 or visit jselbys.com.
Well, you sold me one. Let's go order at J. Selby's tonight.
I'm hungry.
We are your relatives,
We are your relations,
brothers,
sisters,
sons.
daughters,
And some of us are your grandchildren.
We are your community. Historically, we held places of honor and respect. Because of the impact of colonization, some of us are rejected, thrown out from family, friends, and community, set up as targets for sexual violence, sex trafficked, humiliated, tortured, and murdered. Everybody has the right to be safe. We are your relatives. Remember,
Homophobia is not traditional.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Navigating COVID while protecting yourself can be difficult. Fortunately, there's a hotline you can call with any questions. The Department of Indian Work St. Paul partnered with the Minnesota Department of Health to open the Twin Cities American Indian COVID-19 hotline. They provide information on vaccines, booster shots, and testing sites. Right now, booster shots are available to anyone over the age of 18 for those who are eligible. The Twin Cities American Indian COVID-19 hotline can also help with housing, food, medical, and educational support. If you or someone you know has questions about COVID-19, vaccinations, booster shots, or testing, please call 651-304-9986. Again, the number is 651-304-9986. The Twin Cities American Indian COVID-19 hotline is open for calls Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call the Twin Cities American Indian COVID-19 hotline at 651-304-9986.
Hey, Minnesota, it's Brad Friedman, host of the Bradcast. We'll expose and make sense of all of our current political nightmares and more every weeknight at 7 on AM 950.
For over a year, Minneapolis educators have been fighting for a fair contract. Meanwhile, Superintendent Ed Graff digs in, refusing to give our kids what they need to succeed. Our students can't afford to wait.
We're the Minneapolis Federation of Teachers. We believe every child, no matter the color of their skin or where they come from, deserves a safe and stable school.
With smaller class sizes, more social workers and counselors, additional resources for special ed, our students deserve stability, which means paying education support professionals a living wage. With district reserves that have doubled to $125 million and $250 million in federal dollars, MPS can afford it.
It's time for real change. Tell Superintendent Graff and the school board to agree to a fair contract. Together, we can provide safe and stable schools for every child.
Paid for by the Minneapolis Federation of Teachers.
Spruce up your home with soy candles from Wisco Home Goods. I'm Don, one of the owners of this family-owned Midwestern business in Madison, Wisconsin. Our candles are 100% sustainable and come in a variety of unique blends and scents. Did you know our candle jars are also double old-fashioned glasses? That's right, buy a candle and you get a free cocktail glass. Check out our blog at wiscohomegoods.com/blog for more information. That's wiscohomegoods.com/blog.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lulia. Partly cloudy tonight with a low of 6 below and wind chills of 18 below zero. Then cloudy on Saturday with a high of 26. Crooners is back after an exciting winter renovation featuring a new dining room, the brand new Maggie's Lounge, and expanded main stage seating. That's Crooner Supper Club, just north of 694 off Highway 65 in Fridley. More at croonersmn.com.
This is Winona LaDuke of Honor the Earth, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio. I'm Awake.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert.
This show is brought to you by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Hey, thanks. We're here with State Senator Mary Kunish, and you looked a little surprised, and your mic wasn't muted, and you were all freaked out like a little fan there. It was awesome.
I know that I felt pretty silly when I paused for a minute, like, oh my gosh, I didn't know they were going to be on. And I loved that series. I can't wait for them to bring the next one on. And yeah, it was.
We just had Bobby on about 2 weeks ago, Bobby Wilson, who is a former student of mine, who's a writer for Reservation Dogs, and he also played in Rutherford Falls. And wrote for Rutherford Falls, and he was on, and he was saying, because we have a question just real quick, is he was saying that they just started shooting season 2, and they should be, what did he say? It should be on.
Yeah, it says right here in early September, season 2 will start, but they don't have an exact date yet.
Right, and I just thought watching it the second time that the show has so much heart. And it has so many fun inside jokes too. And it, when we were little kids, we watched the Flintstones and we liked it as little kids, but it also had like inside jokes for the adults. And yeah. I feel like this has a lot of inside jokes for us Native people. It's like,
it's true. There are a lot of people that have watched it or started watching it, and they're like, yeah, I don't get it. Like, no, you have to understand Indian humor. And even the really hard topics and situations and the use of humor, you can see, it's a perfect example of how Native folks use humor in those really emotional or tough times just to get through it. But I want to go back and rewatch it again, because I just feel like I would pick up a lot more as I go through it. But yeah, it was really great.
And just before we get into your segments, just to talk about that for a second, I didn't realize how quick the show went until I watched it the second time. It just they were 24 minutes because
so
and they just quick. Flew. And
I think we binged on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, no, we weren't able to binge on it because I think that's what was different about Reservation Dogs, is that it gave us one a week for 8 weeks, if I remember right. So we couldn't binge on it.
I must have watched it after they were done doing it week by week, because I know I binged on it. So
yeah.
Where do they film that? Do you know?
Oklahoma.
In Oklahoma. Okay.
Yeah. And they're looking for extras. So send your headshot. I told Bobby I'd shave if they ever needed a Ho-Chunk elder to come down, I'd shave my goatee off and come on down there. And he just kind of laughed at me.
Wow.
I don't know if you knew I was serious or not, Wendy.
That would be cool to have some cameo appearances by people that we know.
Well, and what's fun though too is they've been winning all these awards, and one of the awards is it's all indigenous, all native, from crew to writer to cameraman to director, camera person. And so that's the first time on TV that's ever happened. And you know, you have Farmer, you know, who we love, but he's been in many movies, but he loved him as a father, and Smoke Signals, and you know, and then they just had a whole bunch of stuff. And then that one show they had with Bill Burr, who people didn't recognize because he had a bald cap on. He's one of my favorite comedians. He played a serious part, knowing one of the characters' mother when they were young and went to high school with, but he's like an outrageous comedian, and he was on like Breaking Bad and a lot of other stuff too, but he's one of my favorite comedians.
Cool. Yeah, it was really neat to see a bunch of folks that we knew. Can I just make a little segue to another film or documentary?
Yeah.
So you know that I've been working on legislation around missing and murdered Indigenous women here in Minnesota, and Representative Ruth Buffalo has been doing the same up in North Dakota. There is a documentary we're going to have an online discussion of this documentary, which is up for an award with the like documentary thing out in Montana. It's on Tuesday, and it's called Bring Her Home, and you can register to like get into the Zoom for the night for the event. But there is a limit. But if you don't do that, you can watch it live on Facebook on TPT. That's our Twin Cities PBS station, TPT, and it's called Bring Her Home. It's a new film from director Leah Hale, and it documents the three different women, mostly Misty Babineau, who was the woman, the survivor of violence and trafficking here in Minnesota. She testified at every single hearing we had when we were hearing the legislation to create the MMIW task force. And then Ruth Buffalo will be talking about, the Savannah LaFontaine Greywind in there. And then we have another woman that'll be coming in. She is the director of Native, what is the art place over?
All My Relations?
Yes. Yep. And so this is going to be airing on Tuesday, starting, I believe, at 6:30. And they have a couple clips of me when we were having hearings at the Capitol, and it tells the story of these three women and the whole kind of MMIW movement. And so I'd sure, invite anybody and everybody to tune in for that. There's a little trailer. If you Google Bring Her Home TPT, you will get a trailer that'll kind of walk you through the documentary. And as I said, I think that's going to be it's up for an award as well. So.
Right on. I know I saw some excerpts of that, and I was at a lot of those actions too. So maybe I'll see myself in the back.
Yeah. There was some footage of the day that Ivanka Trump came to open up the cold case office that never seemed to, fabricate. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. We're getting a lot of good information out there about this. So
thank you so much, Mary, for all your hard work with that.
Yeah,
it's quite the struggle day in, day out, just to even think about it, let alone, working for the betterment of all of us. So thank you.
You're welcome. And, there are a lot of people doing the work. There are a lot of people, not just in Minnesota, but around the nation that is working, and Canada. I recently presented to a bunch of legislators, and Nicole Martin Rogers and Nicole Matthews and I, and now they kind of put out feelers to see if we want to come up to Canada and talk about it up there. We just presented to one of our state agencies, the deed agency in Minnesota State, and it was, they had such good questions. So people are really thirsty. They really want to know about it, and they want to know what they can do. So
yeah, well, I'm always proud because I work in Wisconsin, and my other job, my real job, and I'm really happy how far ahead Minnesota is compared to Wisconsin, and they're trying, but they're not as far as we are. So that has a lot to do, if not most of it, to do with the hard work that you've done and led the way. So I just want to say Pini Gigi, which means thank you in Ho-Chunk, the sacred voice, by the way. Don't forget that.
Well, it takes a nation, I'm going to say. It takes a nation.
Yeah. So how's your grandbaby?
Good. We spent the day today and had to run to the grocery store. So we had our first grocery store outing. She was just very, very good.
Well, Wendy's missing our niece's baby big time.
Yeah, I was with her every day for 3 weeks, except for the weekends. But so I miss her. She sends me pictures and a little video of her every day, so I get to see her. But
I see she drew a picture for you too. I don't know how old is she at drawing pictures.
She's 4 months old.
She's an artist already.
Hey, Mary, can I give you another shout out for your hard work on that bill that you worked with with Heather Keeler for securing Indigenous Peoples Day? I think that's amazing work too.
Oh, we are trying really, really hard. So Heather Keeler's in the House and I'm in the Senate, and that bill has to have a hearing before the end of the month. It has to meet the first deadline. Otherwise, it's not going to go anywhere. And so I'm frantically trying to get that heard. But, there are a lot of people that don't support that. There are a lot of legislators that don't think we should be getting rid of Christopher Columbus or any of those sort of things. And so it is a lot of work. It's a really hard job to do it. Representative Becker Finn also had a hearing on one of my other bills to create a reward fund for information leading to any of the cold cases. And they heard that in the House, and people were really, really excited about it. But we haven't heard it in the Senate. So it's another thing that, it gets held up in the Senate. So I'm hoping that we can get Chair Limmer to at least hear that one. It's kind of based off the one they did up in Duluth. And in order to fund that, here's another fun bill that I have. I want to create a license plate, a Minnesota license plate for MMIR. And we had to describe what it would be like. And I said, I want a ribbon skirt on one side and then the red hand on the other side. And then those special funds would go into that MMIR reward fund. So pretty exciting.
Perfect. Hey, Mary, do you have time to stick around for another one? I know
I sure will.
Our rappers took up some of your time, but we want to hear more about from you. So that's awesome. Hey, you're listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake.
Stay with us.
Life is a journey, and the Dougherty Family College will help you get where you want to go. Located downtown Minneapolis, this affordable 2-year college provides free textbooks, a laptop, meals, career coaches, one-on-one mentorship, and a Metro Transit pass, making DFC the perfect pathway to a bachelor's degree. Turn your dreams into reality. Connect with a counselor today at dfc.stthomas.edu.
The Senior Linkage Line is a free statewide service of the Minnesota Board on Aging in partnership with Trellis. I have volunteered with seniors nearly 15 years, working alongside their compassionate team. I am honored to partner with Trellis as we help our elders find housing, compare costs of Medicare prescriptions, and learn how to avoid fraud and scams targeting seniors. We help our elders optimize well-being as they age, and we can help you too. Reach out today at trellisconnects.org.
Hey, Ogama, I've been hearing a lot about this term, climate justice. What is that?
Climate justice is recognizing that the negative impacts of climate change don't affect all people equally. It also means transitioning from a fossil fuel-based economy to a more sustainable future. MN350 is one of the groups that's pushing for this transition to protect our futures. You can even get involved too.
That's great, especially since I'm concerned about pipeline projects like Line 3. How can I help MN350?
Just find them on Facebook or visit mn350.org.
Minnesota has the only original wolf population in the continental United States, and 80% of Minnesotans believe the wolf should be protected. Howling for Wolves is asking Minnesotans to respect our true wildlife manager, the wolf. Their survival is critical to our ecosystems, our communities, and even our economy. As highly intelligent animals with strong social bonds, Minnesota wolves deserve to be protected and admired. Learn more at howlingforwolves.org. Let's live and let howl.
Bonjour, I am Oshawashko Gajig. I'm from Red Lake Nation, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake.
Wolves, protecting wolves for future generations.
Wow, state senator, where'd she go?
Yeah, we did it. We did it all over again.
Just for her, and she's like, has an empty chair.
Well, she probably there she goes.
You didn't call with us, state senator.
My Sunny Bunny showed up.
Oh, your favorite child, and
My favorite child. The one that came on the radio.
is he got a haircut since last time I've seen him? Because
Yes, and now my daughter, who's the mother of my granddaughter, is totally insulted.
As
That's all she is now. There he is.
Yes, his hair's looking good too.
Yeah.
Good job. Mary, you've been getting embarrassed all show today. This is kind of fun watching.
Yeah, it's family night here, I guess.
Yeah. I have a question for you. Earlier in the show, I announced that the VAWA reauthorization for the Violence Against Women's Act is going on the president's desk, and that it was voted, like, I can't remember, 68-31. So that was really great. How important is the VAWA?
Oh my gosh, it's called the Vawa Act. So violence against women, it is absolutely vital, especially for Indian country. And what it does, it gives extra protections to tribes for them to have authority over and enforcement on tribal lands, because oftentimes, and it's really messed up, tribes don't have jurisdiction over non-tribal members. So if they, somebody who's not a tribal member comes onto reservation land, they do something, there's no reinforcement, or there's no enforcement of it. So the Vawa Act gives those extra protections. And unfortunately, every 5 years, I think it's every 5 years, it has to be renewed, which is just ridiculous that we have to go back and renew something like that. It should be permanent. And I know that President Biden, that was one of his top 10 to do when he was running for president. And he's actually the original author of the bill when he was in Congress.
Senator, yeah.
Yeah. So it holds the offenders, regardless of their race or whatever, responsible for a wider range of crimes. But Trump didn't reauthorize it. And it's just really, really important that we get that done.
Yeah.
What a slap in the face.
Really?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
to have to be brought up every 5 years seems crazy.
And I know Shannon Housley, who's chairperson of the tribe in Wisconsin we have on sometimes, she talked about that. Was it Monday, Wendy, that she was on our show? And she was really, keeping her fingers crossed and brought that up. And it was good to see that it was passed, and we're sure Biden will send it.
Yeah, he'll sign it, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just like for extra protections for women, but it's also extra protection for children, so that if children are present when a crime is committed, there are like extra repercussions because of that. So the violence against women and children, especially our Native folks, is just so prevalent. It's really sad that we have to have these special protections, let alone go and renew them every 5 years or so. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. That just does not make any sense to me that we have to renew that every 5 years, because you get a pretender or a bad actor like our last president. And as we saw, boy, democracy can go quick. Woo. It's fragile.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys have what is going on with you now? Are we signing any more bills? Are we winding it up in at the Capitol?
Well, we had part 2 of attacks on education this week in the Senate, and we had to really fight to defend that again. But I should look this up, because somebody just sent me some information about a really crazy hearing that they had. I think it was in like public safety, but
well, the attack on education, while you're looking for that, I just want to jump on that. I watched these Republicans attack you because you're in the committee too. And it's just like, how rude, how disrespectful. I just don't, these things should be open, and people should be looking at these guys meanly, because you guys need support. And I mean, I know a couple of years ago they were really, really mean to and I don't mean that, it's just a nice way to put it, but they were really mean to Becker Finn. I remember that was really, really terrible. And it's just like, these guys are like little kids.
Yeah. It's really bad. So what happened is that there is a law. It's called the Safe at Home program, and it includes judges, prosecutors, law enforcement members who might fear retribution. And what has happened is that let me read here. The program that was first established in 2007 helps participants maintain a confidential address and assigns them a private P.O. box that they can use as their legal address. The program acts as a mail forwarding service to participants' private home address, and it's managed through the Secretary of State's office. But there's this senator, this Republican senator, Tory Westrom from Elbow Lake. He raised concerns during the committee hearing this week that concerns that this voter participant, if this person has, special protections, he's upset that they have those special protections when it comes to voting. And he says, I've sat in court arguments of the Secretary of State's office trying to keep general voter data so-called private and out of the hands of other groups trying to offer scrutiny, while the intention of making stuff private is laudable in a narrow, limited way. So what he's saying is that, if these people are in this program and they have, their address is protected, then they shouldn't be able to vote. And those are the kind of things that are, that are happening here in Minnesota.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's just, again, we got a minute left here. And I just got to say how important, no matter how you feel, and I know every year and every cycle we say this, Wendy, how important it is to get out and vote. I mean, this kind of stuff, they plan on, the Republicans plan on us being sleepers. We outnumber the Republicans. And as you know, Gina and Wendy, we all have to, once we get these politicians in, we have to, stay on top of them too. Not on top of Mary, but, some of the other ones that we support. So get out and vote. This stuff is real and it's affecting everybody. And, I don't know. All I can say is I know what the Republicans are against. They're against everything. I have no idea what they're for.
Well, they're for big business.
Right.
They're for no taxes. Yeah. But
Or
it's
you can
also
run for
important that
office
people
too.
get out and run for office as well.
Yes.
We need good folks like Gina and you, Robert and Wendy.
Or my brother Joey, who's running for Congress. Sorry.
Yes.
Gotta put that out there, guys.
Yes.
No, put it
And
out
he's
there
got a
every
good
time.
chance.
Joey for Congress.
Yes.
EJOP3.com.
Perfect. Say it again.
EJOP3.com.
All right. Thanks for all the groovy guests today. And Gina, thanks for stopping in. As always, we'll see you Monday, Gina, helping Wendy. And I got
Yes.
T-shirts for you. We're still here. We are the seventh generation.
Free Leonard Peltier.
Bye, you guys.
Every year, Minneapolis educators have been fighting for a fair contract. Meanwhile,